Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I will be talking about a topic that seems to me is not really kind of well known, because when we are choosing a tennis racket, a new tennis racket, we are very often too much focused on the numbers. Stiffness of the racket, swing weight of the racket, and so on and so on. And we kind of feel that if the number is, like this, then the racket is going to behave like this. But to really understand how the racket works, you should watch more reviews than a one review from a one guy. You should compare the very details, how these players, how these reviewers feel about the particular racket, how they are sensitive to some, let's say, string setup, to the head shape, to the beam width, to the head size, and to the overall type of a racket, because it's not the same. If you have a racket with 65 RA, it won't behave the same like another racket with a 65 RA, but with a different shape of the beam, with a different width of the beam, and so on and so on. And in today's video, I have a really nice question that will open eyes to many of you. So guys, stay tuned for more.
Game 11. New ball space.
So I wanted to share that after playing with the new Gravity MP I bought, strung with Energy 2 Technifiber at 51 pounds, somehow I had some soreness in the forearm. Usually I feel some elbow or above elbow mild pain after playing, which heals if I rest for a day, then I can hit again. So now I wonder if I should return the Gravity MP and try the Boom MP more and stick with the Boom MP. Some say the Boom MP is more arm friendly, but I was hoping the Gravity MP with the auxetic should be equally arm friendly at least. What do you think about this? And here comes the tricky part. The Boom MP is not more arm friendly. If you look at the stiffness rating, the Boom MP has stiffness of 64. The Gravity MP has stiffness of 59. So it should be, the Gravity MP should be more arm friendly, right? The beam, the frame is softer. But here comes the tricky part that the reviewers or people who are testing tennis rackets are not talking about too much. The more control-oriented rackets, they are usually softer. Nowadays, we have rackets that have 59, 60, 61, 62 RA. No matter if you look at the Wilson Blade series, if you take a look at the Gravity series, the Gravity MP with just 59 RA is super soft. But the softer the frame, the more control, feel, and precision you get from the frame. So here I have in comparison these two rackets, okay? So this is my older Technifiber T-Fight 295 gram XTC tennis racket, which has this thicker beam. It's about, I believe, 24 millimeters. It's on the same level of performance as the Babolat Pure Drive, and it's also on the same level of stiffness. So it is around 70-71 RA. So very stiff racket. So why does it feel actually that is more arm friendly compared to the Artengo TR 960 Control Tour 16x19, which is my, let's say, new, or if you are following my channel, It's my racket of choice for the last 1.5 years. So this is a more control-oriented racket, just 22 millimeter beam and 65 RA stiffness. So it's a medium stiff tennis racket. But why does this racket feel actually harder? When I put this racket to the hands of my friends or someone I'm hitting with, they're always telling me, this racket is so stiff, it's so heavy, it's full of vibrations and so on and so on. And when I put this stiff frame, actually, this very stiff frame to the rackets, they are like, it's easy, it's effortless, my arm doesn't hurt from it. So, 2 reasons for that, guy. So, this stiffer frame is strung with Technifiber black coat. That's a softer poly. This medium stiff frame is strung with a very, very stiff Dunlop explosive spin. It's one of the stiffest strings you can actually buy. It's super stiff. It's that stiff that my stringer is always disgusted when I bring him my racket with the explosive spin from Dunlop. He's like, oh man, that's bad. Once again, I will hurt my fingers because this feels literally like steel string. It's so stiff, it actually, when you bend the string, it stays in the position. It doesn't come back. The elasticity is very low of this string, so it's super stiff. So that's why this frame feels stiff. It's about the string. So that's the first thing. So the strings make the overall feel. The strings are, let's say, 50% of the feel of the racket, and the strings can enhance some of the let's say the properties of the frame. They can enhance it, they can mute it, they can, they kind of change the overall feel of the racket. So the second thing that is really affecting how you feel the racket, how you process the vibration, is the overall stiffness, as I mentioned. And guys, if you think about a control-oriented racket, a soft frame, 60 RA, a very soft frame, what does it mean? When the ball hits the frame bends more. The ball stays on the strings for a longer time. That creates a longer and more intense vibrations. The vibrations stay longer in the frame. They go to your hand and they stay longer there. That's why you have a better feel for a softer racket. You get more control and so on. But, there is the but. But you need to hit the ball early in front of your body. That's why control-oriented rackets that we all know, the prestige rackets, the pro staff rackets, and so on and so on. These heavier control-oriented rackets with the smaller head sizes are for advanced players and expert players and professionals and so on and so on. And these players, they don't hit late, and that's why they don't have any problem with softer frame that can actually harm your arm more than a stiffer frame. And why it is that? Because a stiffer frame launches the ball on a much higher rate. I mean, the ball doesn't stay on the string as long. That's why the vibrations go through the frame a lot quicker, and they dissipate, or they disappear from the frame also a lot quicker. The racket with a thicker beam, with a stiffer beam, creates easier power. That's why the stiffer rackets are usually, and that's also an opening eye for someone, they are meant for the beginners, right? Because the free power from a stiffer frame is there. It doesn't hurt your arm if you actually don't do anything crazy with the racket, if you are at least decent with the technique and you know how to hit. So that's the magic. That's something that you kind of need to twist in your mind when you are buying a new tennis racket. So Saren Karup, who is asking me the question, some say the Boom MP is more arm friendly, but I was hoping the Gravity Auxetic should be equally arm friendly. At least, what do you think? That's what I just explained to you. Now, there is a one note from him. A pro once told me, some professional told him, that the key to avoid elbow pain is don't be late on the ball. Exactly. Especially with a racket that is soft, that is flexible, that holds the ball for a longer time. You don't want to be late, because if you are late, you hit the ball like here, then the ball stays on the racket for a long time, and you get under pressure from the longer dwell time even more. So if you would instead use a stiff racket, then the ball will just bounce and go off the strings very quickly, and you will be actually fine even when hitting the ball late. So he thought that it was better to accomplish everything easier with the Gravity MP, but that's not true. The Gravity MP, very flexible, thinner beam, is a very capable racket, is one of the most capable and demanding MPs, the 100 square inch rackets on the market. So guys, don't underestimate Gravity Series MP, not at all. It's a racket for, I would say, good intermediate players and advanced players. So that's just my thought about this comparison between two kind of similar rackets, but at the end of the day they are completely different, because the flex and the stiffness is different. And maybe I just opened eyes to some of you that the more control oriented rackets with a more flexible beam can actually hurt your arm more, because the vibrations stay, the feel stays in the arm longer. And if you have wrong technique, if you hit too late, it can harm you much more than a stiff frame. And you can always compensate the stiff frame with some softer poly or a multifilament. And on the opposite, if you have a softer frame, I recommend you don't be afraid of stiffer strings that can easily adapt to the trampoline effect of the, let's say, of the softer frame. So that's why I use the setup with the Artengo racket. So it's a medium stiff racket, and I use a very stiff string at a little bit lower tension at about 24 and 23 kilos. So guys, let me know what you think about this topic, whether you have experienced arm issues with a very soft frames, like with the Head Gravity MP, because probably you did. There are, I believe, a lot of people who are kind of surprised when they buy a racket that should be soft, and it is soft, but actually the softness of the frame is not that good for your arm if you hit the ball late. So guys, we are at the end of this very interesting topic of this video, and as always, if you like my channel, just subscribe, comment, and you can support my channel by doing 3 things. You can hit the super thanks button, you can show me some of your love by buying me a coffee, and you can also use the PayPal option to send me some of your love and donation. And you can also ask me a question through these 3 platforms, and I will answer that question as best as I can, and if it is interesting enough, I will present it on my channel in the future videos. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the maneuverability. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!